Very good morning, students. For this lecture video session, I am going to solve one more problem from the chapter Varignon's theorem. Let me just read out the question first to make you understand what has been given and what needs to be found out. So, determine the resultant of the coplanar non-concurrent force system shown in figure. Calculate its magnitude and direction and its position with respect to the sides AB and AD. With respect to sides AB and AD. So, to find, so this is the diagram which is being given here. So, four inclined forces are acting on this body. This is a body, rigid body, right? So, what has been asked? The magnitude of the resultant and the direction of the resultant and the position of the resultant needs to be found out in which side with respect to AB and AD, that is AD and AB. This side we need to find the how the resultant is acting at what direction and the position, right? To find its magnitude, that is resultant force and the direction alpha and the position with respect to sides AB and AD. See, in the previous problem, see, the object or the rigid body was just a rod which has only x direction alone. When you see this object which has x direction as well as y direction, so the position could be x and y, okay, x and y, fine. So here all the four forces are of inclined with the horizontal, inclined with the horizontal or the vertical. We need to convert that into, split into two components, that is the x direction as well as the y direction, to resolve it, isn't it? So let me just draw the diagram by showing all the horizontal component and the vertical components. So this as A, this point as B, and this point as C, and this point as D. And the distance is here 2 meter and here it is 2 meter. Got it? So let me just take A. Here the inclination is correspondent with horizontal only. So its nearest vertical could be vertically upwards and its nearest horizontal could be towards the negative x direction. So which can be represented in this way. So 6 into vertical as taken as sine component 60. And its horizontal component can be considered as 6 cos 60. Let me just move to the point B, wherein a force is acting in this direction. Its nearest vertical can be in this direction and its nearest horizontal can be in this position. So its vertical component can be considered as 12 sine 45 and its horizontal component can be 12 cos 45. Let me just move to point C, wherein a force which is acting vertically, not vertically, is inclined with a 30-degree inclination of magnitude 10 kilonewton. So its nearest vertical can be in this position and its nearest horizontal can be in this position. Okay. So this nearest horizontal can be 10 cos 30 degree and nearest vertical can be 10 sine 30. Got it? Let me just move to the point D. So look at the force which is an inclined force, but the inclination is given with respect to the y axis. First of all, we need to convert this with the horizontal. So all the inclination should be with correspondent with the horizontal forces. So we need to know this distance, that means this angle. So this could be 90 degree. What about this? 90 minus 60, if you do it, you will get 30-degree inclination with horizontal 30-degree. So this its nearest vertical can be vertically downwards and its nearest horizontal can be in the negative x direction. So it would be in this position. Its vertical can be 4 sin 30-degree, right, and its horizontal component 4 cos 30-degree. Got it? So let me just proceed further. So I am going to resolve all the horizontal components separately and vertical components separately because the forces are inclined, right? So resolving the horizontal components, that is resolving all the horizontal forces, which is equal to, so look at here at point A, a force which is acting in the negative x direction. Look at the arrow. It is traveling in the negative x direction. So it will carry minus sign. And the magnitude is 6 cos 60. Let me just move to point B, wherein a force which is acting towards the positive x direction. This arrow is heading towards the positive x direction. So which will carry positive sign of magnitude 12 cos 45. And let me just move to point C, when a force which is acting in the positive x direction, so which will carry the positive sign of magnitude 10 cos 30-degree. Right, 10 cos 30-degree. Let me just move to the point D, wherein a force which is acting in the negative x direction of magnitude 4 cos 30. So when the arrow is heading towards the minus x direction, which will carry the negative sign of magnitude 4 cos 30. If you just feed all these data in your calculator, you will get the value 10.68 kilonewton, because the unit of the force is given as kilonewton, therefore you will get the value kilonewton. And it shows in the positive, since it is a positive value, it is heading towards the positive x direction. So next I am going to resolve the vertical forces, sum of all the vertical forces. Right. Let me just take point A. Here the arrow is heading towards the positive y direction, therefore it will carry positive sign. The magnitude is 6 sin 60. Let me just move to point B, wherein a force which is heading towards the positive y direction of magnitude 12 sin 45. Since it is heading towards positive y direction, therefore the sign is positive. Let me just move to the point C, wherein a force which is acting vertically downwards, that means the arrow is heading towards the negative y direction, therefore it will carry negative sign. The magnitude is 10 sin 30. Let me just move to point D, wherein a force which is acting vertically downwards, that is the arrow is heading towards minus y direction, therefore which will carry minus sign. And the magnitude is 4 sin 30. If you just feed all these values in your calculator, you will get the value of 6.68 kilonewton. Since the value is in positive, so the force which will act in the upper direction. Now I am going to calculate the magnitude of resultant. Magnitude of resultant. What is the formula for magnitude of resultant? R is equal to root of summation h square plus summation v square, which is equal to summation h value is 10.68 square plus summation v is 6.68 square, which is equal to, you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get the R value as 12.60 kilonewton. That is a resultant. Right. So I have found the value of the magnitude of resultant, the first one. Let me just calculate the value for the direction of the resultant. So next, direction of the resultant. The formula is alpha is equal to tan inverse of summation V by summation H. Substitute these values, summation V and summation H value here. That is tan inverse of summation V is 6.68 divided by summation H is 10.68. If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get the value in terms of degree. That is 32 degree. Alpha is equal to 32 degree. Correct. If you just draw a graphical representation, here you know this is positive value, here it is negative value, here it is positive, and here it is negative value. Isn't it? So if you just look at here, the summation value is positive, therefore which will act here, and the summation V value is also positive, so which will lie in the first quadrant. So the resultant force will act here. This is the alpha, this is the direction of the resultant. So this is how it will act, this resultant. Next, what needs to be found here? Position of the resultant force, for which first we will have to calculate the moment, then by applying the Vergniaud theorem you will get the perpendicular distance. From there you will have to calculate the horizontal and the vertical distance which intersects at side AB and AD. Right. Since it is mentioned side AB and AD, I need to calculate the moment about A. Okay, fine. So now moment about point A, So sum of moment about A equal to, so what is the formula for moment, which is nothing but the product of force and its perpendicular distance, isn't it? So let me just take A point. Look at here, this is the origin. Origin doesn't have any distance, therefore the distance would be 0. So therefore these two forces, moment would be 0. It has force but there is no distance, therefore the moment about this particular forces 6 sin 60 and 6 cos 60 would be 0. Let me just move to point B, wherein I have two forces, right? When you just look at this force 12 cos 45, it has magnitude, the force has magnitude, but it doesn't have any perpendicular distance from the point A, it doesn't have any perpendicular distance, so this becomes 0. When you calculate, when you just consider 12 sin 45, there's a force, it has a perpendicular distance from point A, right? So the perpendicular distance could be 2 meter. It's a square because it is side is mentioned 2 meter, that way is the opposite side 2 meter. If DC is 2 meter, therefore AB would be 2 meter. Here, look at here, this force which is acting vertically upwards, right? So the moment will have a tendency to rotate the object in anti-clockwise direction. So the sign convention for the moment, if it is of anti-clockwise direction, it will carry minus sign. And the magnitude is 12 sin 45 into its perpendicular distance is 2 meter from A. Got it? Right. Let me just move to point C. Point C. Now, here a force is acting vertically downwards and a force is acting in the horizontal direction. So, the definition of moment is force and its perpendicular distance of the line of action of the force from that point. So, we need to bring that line of action. So, what the principle of transmittivity says, without changing the effect, it can be either here or here. So, without changing the effect. Right. So what I am going to do is, by applying the principle of transmissibility, I am going to consider the point is somewhere here, this C point, for 10 sin 30. And its perpendicular distance could be 2 meter from A. So the force is acting in this way. So the object is here, the force is vertically downwards, acting vertically downwards, and the moment will have tendency to rotate the object in the positive direction, that is the clockwise direction, which will have positive value. So positive sign. The magnitude of force is 10 sin 30 into its perpendicular distance could be 2 meter, because the C point is now brought here, right? So the distance could be 2. So 10 sin 30 into 2. And what about this point, this force? I am going to take this principle of transmissibility method here. The point would be at C. Now the C point, the force is somewhere here, right? Look at here. Does it have any perpendicular distance? Yes, it has a perpendicular distance from here. It's a 2 meter. Now the object is here in this position. Look at here. The force is acting in this direction. So the moment will have tendency to rotate the body in anti-clockwise direction. The sign convention for moment in anti-clockwise, which will carry negative sign. And the magnitude of force is 10 cos 30 and its perpendicular distance is 2. Right, its perpendicular distance is from A to D is 2, because this force has been brought to here. So this is over. Let me just consider D, wherein I have a force 4 sin 30 and 4 cos 30. Look at this point, 4 sin 30. If you just take this distance, the line of action, which is acting on the same point of A, which doesn't have any distance because it is merging with the origin, so it doesn't have any perpendicular distance. So this becomes 0 because force is there, but the perpendicular distance is not there. So the moment formula is force into the perpendicular distance. Force is 4 sin 30 and the perpendicular distance is 0. Therefore, this whole moment for this particular force would be 0, for this particular point would be 0. And look at this 4 cos 30, which is acting here, right, in this position. So now the force is acting in this direction. Look at here. The moment will have tendency to rotate the object in clockwise direction. The sign convention for the moment in clockwise direction is positive, right? So positive sign. And what about the moment force into its perpendicular distance? The magnitude of force is 4 cos 30. 4 cos 30. Its perpendicular distance. What about its perpendicular distance? Its perpendicular distance from A to D is 2 meter into 2. Right. If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get minus 17.36 kilonewton meter. 17.36 kilonewton meter. So this can be written as 17.36 kilonewton meter. So the sign convention is negative, so it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. It's an anti-clockwise direction. By showing the positive value, you have to just show the sign convention representation. When it rotates in anti-clockwise direction, it is negative sign. Got it? So next, I am going to apply the Varignon theorem in order to find the position or the location of the resultant force. By applying Varignon's theorem, summation MA equal to resultant into its perpendicular distance. So now the summation of moment value is known and D value we can arrive it because the resultant value is already known. The resultant value is already known. Now substitute this value. R is equal to summation of MA by R, which is equal to 17.36 divided by the resultant. The resultant is 12.6. 12. So this could be D, right? 12.6. Got it? If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get in terms of meter 1.378 meter. From where? From the point A, because we have taken the moment at A. Next, what needs to be found here? What needs to be found here? The distance X and Y. The distance X and Y. Let me just wipe off this one so that I can just calculate the horizontal and the vertical distance in order to locate the resultant. So, to find the horizontal distance, that is the formula, summation of moment about A equal to, if you want to consider the horizontal distance, the force should be, it's perpendicular, it to be perpendicular to the horizontal. So, that means summation V into X, because it's a vertical force and the formula for the moment is force into its perpendicular distance. When it is acting vertically and its perpendicular distance would be horizontal. So, now X is equal to summation of MA by summation B. Now just substitute this value. X is equal to summation MA value is 17.36 divided by summation B value is 6.68. If you just feed this value in your calculator, you will get the value roughly 2.59 meter for the X value. Next, Y. So, to find the Y value, you have to, the formula summation of MA equal to summation of H into Y, because the formula for the moment is force into its perpendicular distance. When the force is acting in the horizontal direction and it should have a perpendicular distance, that means it's Y direction. So, Y is equal to summation of MA divided by summation of H. So, Y equal to, we know the value of summation of MA, which is 17.36 divided by summation of H value is 10.68. If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get roughly 1.62 meter. Got it? So, ultimately, we have found all the values, that is resultant value and the sum of moment and its the resultant's perpendicular distance and the position X and Y. At last, what you have to show? You have to show the graphical representation. You have to show the graphical representation. So, you have to mention as result. At last, you have to mention as result the R value equal to 12.6 kilonewton and the direction of resultant is 32 degree and the position, its perpendicular distance is 1.378 meter and its horizontal distance could be 2.59 meter. A vertical distance could be 1.62 meter. So, now I am going to put it in the graphical way. So, this is the object, isn't it? So, this is the object. So, this is A, this is B point, this is C and D. Right. This is of 2 meter and this is of 2 meter. The resultant force needs to be shown in the diagram in a graphical way. So, here it is 2.59 in the X direction, which would be somewhere here, 2.5, because the total distance is 2 meter, right? And this is X. So, the X is somewhere here. This is X value, that is 2.59. Y value from A is 1.62. So, would be roughly would be somewhere here. This is Y value. This would be Y value. and the resultant is acting in this direction. So if you just plot this, this is the resultant. This is the resultant. And the alpha is nothing but the width horizontal, and this can be mentioned as alpha. What about D? Which would be perpendicular distance to it. Which would be perpendicular distance to it. This is D. Right. This is how you have to show in the graphical representation. Hope you have all understood how to solve such kind of problems by using the Varginon's theorem. Thank you.